Welcome to another episode
Turn it up.
of Good Seasoning the Podcast.
Let's go!
With JPK, a recorded conversation with three college friends that became family. A millennial-driven podcast where we talk all things flavor and everything in between. No scripts, no filters, just straight talk. No chaser. Now, here's your hosts, J-Mo, Paul, and Kiera.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Good Seasoning Podcast with JPK. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
I'm actually doing good.
I'm just happy to be here, man.
Man, this was a hard week for me, but today it's just like I'm doing hella good. I'm doing real good.
This week was long, but we're here.
Yeah.
You want to know the highlight of my
We are.
week?
What's
What?
the highlight?
Tell us, what is it?
So y'all know I've been on this exercising wave, right?
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
I've been eating bagels a lot, but I was eating bagels with cottage cheese instead of cream cheese. Major
That's
difference.
so
You are
foul.
nasty as fuck.
Major difference. But
So wait,
Y'all was
can you
saying.
tell
Yeah.
it?
There's so many
Can you tell us
questions to that.
how this happened? Like, how did that mix up?
Okay.
How did that mix up?
So
happen?
y'all know I'm a real picky eater.
Right.
So if it's not basic, like I'm not eating it. So when he
Right.
said cream cheese, I figured it was by the yogurts, but it's by the butter. And you know everybody's Walmart's kind of different. Our butter and our eggs isn't by the yogurt. So when I went by the yogurt, I saw cheese, so I grabbed it.
So question, when did you realize that was the wrong cheese?
I was on FaceTime, and I was talking to somebody, and I was like, I'm getting some more cream cheese. And then I accidentally flipped the camera over, and they was like, that's not cream cheese.
Nigga,
and I'm
that's
like-
cottage cheese.
I'm just like,
I know
yeah,
how-
it is.
Y'all know how when people
Ugh,
talking
bro.
to y'all know how when
Have
people
y'all
say
ever
somebody,
ate cottage-
you know what that means. You hear me, Paul?
Right. Yeah, when they say I was talking to somebody, that means
Somebody.
anonymous.
It ain't anonymous. How
I
you
was
doing,
talking
girl?
to anonymous, and
I
yeah.
love anonymous. That is funny. Speaking of anonymous,
Wait, before you start talking about anonymous,
Okay.
I have another question. I have another question about the cottage cheese.
Uh-oh.
So, who told you to get bagels? Like, who told you to get bagels? Is who told you to match them with cottage cheese, or who told
Okay.
you to match them with cream cheese?
Okay, so I got a trainer.
somebody.
Shout out to my trainer. He was telling me I don't eat peanut butter. So he was like, another way you could gain weight is by eating bagels. And he was saying, I put cream cheese on my bagels. And that's how we got to the cream cheese. But cream cheese is actually like pretty good.
All right, y'all. So, I think last time the game was pretty interesting. How did y'all feel about the game?
I liked it. Nice little
That was
icebreaker.
cool.
Remind me of them
Okay,
SAB days.
Right,
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
So,
Here.
yes.
What? Please tell me what you're pulling out of the cabinet this week.
Okay.
What are you pulling out the cabinet, and what do we have on the menu to devour on this episode of Good Season in the Podcast? Please,
What's the
please,
appetizer?
because I'm ready for it. I don't really know what this week is about, but I'm ready for whatever you got for us.
You just
So
trusting her
this-
cooking.
Hey, learn from the best. This week's episode is going to be about deal breakers in a relationship. What we like, what we don't like,
Okay.
what we can't do no more, what we gonna stay and work it out.
I'm gonna
So
like this one.
before we dive into deal breakers, because I know this is gonna be a back and forth conversation, let's start with an icebreaker, and we're gonna do two truths and a lie. Now, this is not gonna be like our traditional two truths and a lie. We gonna throw a little flavor in there. You know what I'm saying? So, audience, listen up closely so y'all can figure out if me, J-Mo, and Paul is telling the truth or if we lying.
Cause y'all know
If we
Paul be
got
lying.
flavor
Won't.
or no flavor, you know what I'm saying? So,
Hey,
not
I've
that
had
he
my
said,
days.
Paul got
I've
what you
Keep
had
say,
my
Paul
going.
be
Keep
lying?
days.
going. Keep going.
I've had my days. I've had my days. I've had my
All right.
days.
All right, so y'all know how two truths and a lie work, but just for the people out
Yep.
there. So, we're going to tell two truths that's a deal breaker
Okay.
in the relationship, and we're going to tell one lie that is not a deal breaker, but the person has to guess which one is the lie. Y'all get it?
Gotcha. Yep.
So, since I'm the only female on the cast, and
Okay.
the cast is short for podcast,
The cast.
I feel it's only appropriate for me to start first.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it. Kick
All
it
The
off
right.
for
cast.
us.
All
Come
right.
on.
Um,
I like
so
that.
he cannot have kids. No.
Okay.
So that's one. Two, if he's not family oriented, like that's a no for me. He gotta go. Like I don't like that. That's weird. That's weird.
Okay.
Third, um, I am not fucking with a one-sided nigga. Like if he's one-sided and he can't never understand how I feel about something, that's a deal breaker. It's a no for me, dog.
Okay.
So it's
So
up to y'all.
we're supposed to guess the lie, right?
The lie. Oh, that's
Yeah, y'all
easy.
supposed to guess the
I already
lie.
know it. I already know it.
Yeah,
I
me
know
too.
it.
I saw it in her face.
It's the lie is the first one.
The kids.
The
Yeah,
kids.
that is the lie.
Because I don't know, maybe it might be different for other people, but I feel like
Uh-huh.
when you have a kid, you're more accepting of people who might have a kid. But I know some people who might be like, hell no, if you got a kid and I got a kid, like I'm not with that. But me
So,
personally, I would be more inclined to be with someone who had a kid if I had a kid.
yes and no. I'm
I
sort of
mean, you
selfish.
do have a
I'm not gonna
kid.
lie. He talking about if he was like
I'm
if him and
saying if I
Rihanna broke
Oh,
up.
wasn't,
oh,
yeah, if
okay.
I wasn't, yeah,
My bad.
So the only reason why that's not a deal breaker because like Paul said, we're at the age right now. I'm 27 that I mean shit happens. Like damn
right,
near everybody got a kid. But with that being said, it's not a deal breaker, but that's not what I'm out searching for. Because I'm not dealing with no crazy ass baby mama.
Talk to us.
But that's on another level. That's on another topic of deal breaker. So I'm gonna choose JMO. Let's see what your deal breakers is. Let's see if we can guess.
Okay. She has to have a personal relationship with God. That's number one.
Okay.
okay, okay,
She has to know how to cook,
okay.
and she don't have to work.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay, I know which one.
Okay.
I
Which
know
one's
which
the
one.
lie?
I think it's B. Number two. She doesn't know how to have. She doesn't know. She doesn't need to know how to cook. I don't know. Is that a B and C? Ooh, I'm scared.
Okay.
I don't. What you think, Paul?
This is a tough one because honestly, I don't think JMO would trip off someone not working
No.
because JMO is he's like a man. I'm a provider. I want to be a provider and shit like that. No, because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like that. So
So
in
C.
that case,
It's
I'm
C.
thinking like he might not mind if she don't work.
Yeah. C is
So
the lie. C is the lie.
so
Let us have it.
so what is it, J Mo? Like
She
damn, nigga.
does. She doesn't. She doesn't have to know how to cook. That's not a deal breaker
Oh.
for me.
Okay,
Oh man, I
okay.
was right. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm
And I,
glad y'all knew she got to have a personal relationship with God. I'm glad y'all knew
oh
Oh,
that.
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
mandatory. We didn't even think twice about that one.
that's
If
good.
A was right, I would be like, this is getting awkward. We're gonna have to cut for a second. Because
Yeah.
all right,
Reevaluate.
Paul.
No, for real. Okay, so boom, man. J-Mo had one of mine. Uh, okay, so she can't smack on food. Okay. Um, she gotta be my friend first,
Started off as close
and
friends.
she gotta know God.
B.
She don't gotta be your friend.
Yeah, B. Because y'all, Paul literally his one of his nerves will pop out of his forehead. The thought of hearing somebody smack, and it obviously,
You're right. You're
Shotty,
right.
Shotty obviously got to know God, or we're gonna have to have a conversation with her. So,
You're right. You're right. You're
B it
right.
is.
But you not right. You wrong.
What?
It's
She
actually because
she don't gotta know God.
because no, that she has to know God.
Okay.
Smacking,
Rihanna smacks on food.
Wow.
bro. You gotta be lying.
I'm
But
not lying, y'all.
that's something we're gonna talk about in the later
Rihanna
on in the
smacks on food.
podcast.
It's not.
What
It's
you
not.
deal
It's
with.
not crazy. It's really not crazy. But in the beginning, that was something that I was like, "What the fuck?" And I had to be. I had to, like think about it.
Get
Like,
used
okay,
to
is
it.
this really? Is this
A
really
deal
that?
breaker.
Is this really a deal breaker? So I think that showed some of
How
my,
she
my my growth and my maturity,
how she be smacking?
just as a person. It's really just when she eating chips. Like
Like, give
it's
us an
really
example.
just chips.
So does she eat chips a lot?
Like,
Not really, but I mean, she used to when she was pregnant. Oh, like hot Cheetos, like
See, the best.
hot Cheeto puffs,
ooh.
Oh my god, the
and it
bad thing
just be
about
like,
that.
So would you say something or you just ignore it?
yeah, I would say something, but I mean, at a certain point, when you're living with somebody, you quarantine, like little
Yeah,
shit like that, you just learn to deal with it, and
So did
but
you
it's
deal
really,
bro,
with it?
it's really small to the bigger picture,
I know
but.
that's hard when y'all beefing though, and she smacking like, bro, I'm about
Oh
to knock
yeah, I
you.
do have my moments, but if we're, I mean, usually when we beefing, we're not
Right,
next to each other. So I will,
right.
come to the back, or I will, remove myself from where we at. But
This is random.
yeah,
This may be
talk
too
talk to me,
personal.
Jamo.
But when y'all get in an argument, did she ever hit you with that? You on the couch tonight?
No, but I mean, sometimes it's already
Yeah,
it's
You
already
don't gotta answer it.
inferred.
Okay.
Yeah, so. And I will gladly sleep on the couch, like because y'all know me. Like if I get
that's
mad, like I'm
awkward.
not I'm not easy to
Yeah.
get over. I'm not easy to get over stuff. So
Wow.
I'll be like, nah, I'm on the couch with it. You feel me? Like or I would stay up hella late, like hella late to the point to where she's asleep and I can just get in the
Y'all,
get in the bed.
I know we on the two truths and a lie, but can I switch into the topic real quick because we own it right now.
Let's do it.
Let's just
Let's do
dive
it.
into
Okay,
it.
let's dive
It's on
into
the
it.
menu.
So,
Come on.
y'all, a deal breaker for me, low key, because Paul, you said something about it,
Mhm.
is I do not like going to sleep mad. We don't have to agree, but I don't like going to sleep mad. So you're not going to sleep on the couch. I'm not sleeping on the couch. Nobody's sleeping in the couch.
Oh.
Now that don't mean if we sleeping in the same bed, shit gonna happen. But we not mad.
I'm on that couch.
That's a deal breaker. I don't like that. I don't like that petty shit. That's petty as hell.
Yeah, it is petty. It is petty because sometimes you just do it because you like just
Yeah.
because like to make not
Just
to make a yeah to make a point. I would say to
just
make
think
a
about
point
it.
like
Just
to make
think
it
about
seem
it.
like yeah I'm still mad. I'm still mad about this whatever we were
Yeah.
going
The
through.
person on the couch looks stupid. They got the pillow, the blanket. It's all small and shit. Like, get the fuck
My
out from
Yeah,
couch
me.
we
my
can.
couch is comfortable though. I'll be knocked out on my couch.
So do you go to the couch or she's like you on the couch tonight?
No, she's never said it. She's never said like you sleeping on the couch. No, but
But
I
that's
mean if we
even
get
more
into an
petty.
argument and we don't talk, it would be inferred. But or it be insinuated. But it doesn't happen often. I wouldn't say that happens often. Usually, if we get into it, I would say since she's been pregnant, like since from that start,
Uh
every
huh.
Hmm.
time we've gotten into it, we usually talk about it at some point.
That's
But
Before y'all
I
go to
mean, but
sleep.
and earlier in our relationship, like if I would get mad, I would leave. I would leave Sacramento and drive back to Oakland, which is like an hour drive for
You
those
gotta
who
yeah, you
That
gotta
is
I
work
so
don't
on
know.
that.
dramatic.
I
Yeah.
would, yeah, this y'all. But I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. And
I'm
she
glad
taught me
she.
that like you can't when you're in a relationship you can't leave a relationship like
Exactly.
and that's a part of I mean physically too, not even just figuratively
Yeah.
speaking, but like physically like you can't just leave like
The right
no
person will
like
help you
you
sort
gotta
through that.
it's an issue here so instead
Mhm.
of running from it take your moment if you need to scream, get mad, whatever, take your moment, and then let's reconvene and talk about it. Like everybody get into a space to where they can
Mhm.
speak
Yep.
respectfully,
Yeah.
and have your emotions, translated correctly,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then you figure it out. But I'm not gonna say I've always been like that. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, we
it's a
Yeah.
know.
process. It's definitely a process.
We know.
So
I think the
yeah,
older I get now, that's a deal breaker. At first, that wasn't a deal breaker, and it's also funny. The older you get, your deal breakers change. Like for instance, me knowing Paul as a friend, but
yeah,
obviously not
exactly,
in a romantic relationship. I thought that
exactly.
smacking would be a deal breaker because he used to go stupid dumb him, but
Spazzing.
spazzing like damn,
Spazzing.
let
And
can you
walking out
just
of
eat in
meetings like he's
peace?
11. Like, nigga, sit down.
But it's crazy
Hey,
how
it's just
how
that's
when people find their compatible soulmate who can change them. Because I would have never thought Paul wasn't
Rihanna,
gonna
yeah.
be driving back.
Me
Rihanna, we
too.
needed we needed you for Paul in college, but
Rihanna, girl, I got some stuff to say. I can't say it on the podcast, but honey,
Oh god, man.
okay, I think one for me that's a major deal breaker is we cannot have the same friend group.
yes, I
Mm.
just
We
learned that. I just
cannot
learned that.
have the friends like because for one, I need to be able to
Vent.
enjoy my friends, not even vent, just enjoy them and be
Okay.
myself
Yeah.
when I'm with my friends.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And every time we're around each other, it shouldn't be I'm about to go hang out with my friends, but your friends are my friends, and now everywhere we go, we always together.
J Mo,
Can't
that
do it.
I could tell you took a nap because you hit that one on the bullet right there. Because I didn't realize that until here recently that that's really a deal breaker. Because say if I want to go talk to another friend, just trying to express my feelings or vent, I can't without somebody judging the
Right,
other person or whatever.
right.
That's yeah, that's a deal breaker for sure, for sure.
Me personally, I don't. I can't say that I've experienced that before.
Uh huh.
So for me, that wouldn't be a deal breaker
Mm.
because me personally, I would want my girl to be cool with my partners. Is that a difference
No,
between being
Yes,
cool with
cool.
them and
cool.
being like actually friends? Like,
Yeah,
let's
those
Yeah,
you
say,
can be cool, but not your friends.
got you.
yeah.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So me personally, I've never, I guess, dated somebody in the exact same friend group before. So
But
I don't know,
another thing
I don't know how
is
that is.
people don't realize it's a
Terrible.
deal breaker until they
Terrible.
break up. That's the thing. You don't realize it's a deal breaker until you
Okay.
break up
Right. Right. Right.
because
Right.
you don't
Yeah.
see the inconvenience of it. It's just like now friends are picking who can we invite, this person or this person.
Right.
I think ultimately your friends have to pick a side. Like I think everybody, there's
You
a line
think?
that's drawn. You have to. You have to pick a
Mm.
side. Whether
Do
you
you?
think you are, whether you think you are or not, you pick a side. You pick a side.
That's interesting.
That is
That's a
That's
interesting.
topic.
interesting.
That's a topic.
Why would you say picking a side is mandatory? Like, why do you
I
have?
don't
Oh,
think.
Why do you? I mean, why do you have to pick a side?
I don't think it's necessarily mandatory, but if say I know you and Rihanna, I've known both of y'all equally, and you do some foul stuff,
Right.
I
so you
I
automatically
can't
siding with Rihanna.
not necessarily automatically, but it's like I kind of look at Paul differently now. Like
Gotcha.
I can't really respect the way you handled that. You get what I'm saying?
So it's like
So
you still cool with them, but you just like in the back of your head, it's just like
your
you.
morals will make you like kind of automatically side with the other person. Does that make
honestly
sense?
don't agree with that because I've been in that exact situation with you, J-Mo. Like I've
I
been
mean,
in that. I've been not even awkward, just real.
Just
Like
talk
I've
about
been
it.
in this. I've been in that type of situation with you, so where I've been the friend that was friends in the same circle. Like, okay, so I'm not. I may not have experienced it as being the person in the relationship, but I've experienced it as being one of the friends in the circle. As far as two friends dating each other. So when J-Mo was dating one of my friends that was in our circle, I it was plenty. I mean, it was plenty of times to where I've been
yeah,
in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the middle,
right.
and to where I know J Mo had did something that was maybe not favorable of him. You feel me?
Oh,
But
allegedly.
as allegedly, whatever.
Oh, get the
Allegedly,
hell out of here.
I'm not here to talk about specifics
Hey, keep talking.
and
Keep talking.
whatever was alleged or whatever. But I'm just saying that I've honestly have been there and cannot and can say that I've not been the person to pick a side. I
But
have been.
Paul,
I know how to be neutral, and I know how to. And I also know how to say when my friend is wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, JMO.
The last part I agree with,
Correct me
okay,
but
if
I have a
yeah.
everybody,
question. I have a question. Do y'all feel like your mindset changes when you get older, one, and two, the seriousness of the relationship? So, not, putting y'all information out there, JMO, but JMO, your shit in college was a roller coaster. So it was like for you, for Paul's instance, how could you really even pick a side? Because it's just like, come on. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think, and
But
this is my point. Hold on, let me get to this. This
yeah,
is
go
why I
ahead,
say you
talk.
can't have
Go.
friends in
Go.
the same friend group. Because when you have friends in the same friend group and y'all are all genuinely friends, y'all are both venting to people who are then venting within the friend group, and
So now
now
everybody know.
every time y'all are together, it's a circus.
So do you
And
feel like that caused some of, or not you, can cause some of the roller coaster in a relationship is being in the same friend group and
facts,
the
facts.
gossiping? Okay.
Yeah, I just think when you have different friend groups, you have more to talk about. You have more to that you can do, more that you can experience. When we got the same friend group, we all know the
Honestly,
same stuff.
I would say like this. It depends on where you're at in life,
Yeah.
because my friend group as an adult that's not in college is totally different from my friend group in my circle when I was living on campus at college, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
Yeah,
now I can see myself us having the same circle of friends because my lifestyle is different. Like I'm not around these people every day. I don't have a roommate. I'm not pulling up on people every day. Like I'm not seeing people as much, so there's not a lot of interactions or interjections into my
Yeah.
relationship or what I have going on because
nah, I
I'm
disagree
not
with you.
I'm just not
Oh,
around people.
it's a
I
yes
think
and
That's
a
me.
no.
because
That's
So
what I'm saying. That's. I'm just saying that's
yeah,
me.
okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. For me,
I'm just
for
saying
me.
that's how me as an adult. That's how it's transitioned. And you know
Okay,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
For
Out of
me, I
college,
would say
I don't have that. I don't have that messiness and shit surrounding my shit because maybe because I don't live around my circle. If that makes sense. So
well, this is
y'all
how I
gotta y'all.
feel. Regardless where you live at, this is how I feel. I feel that
uh
you have your best friends, your go-tos, right? She
Mhm.
has her go-tos. Both of y'all are equally cool with the opposites friends, but that's not your friend. So with me saying that, it's just like if something happened between you and your significant other, she's not calling the friends and vice versa. But
Facts.
if something was to happen serious, like, a sickness or, a death in the family, she's comfortable, or he's comfortable calling the opposite's friends, for something like that. But you're not going to call my friends venting about me. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Or you're
Facts.
not going to, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all could be really cool, but you're not my best friend.
And, and to that
My
point,
friend's loyalty is to me, not to my boyfriend,
and that's the problem.
or not to us, not to us.
Some friends don't understand the loyalty aspect, and it's like you shouldn't even allow my significant other space to speak to me about me if you're my friend.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how
Drop
I feel.
mic.
And people really don't realize how it can affect once you guys break up. Because now J-Mo said unconsciously some people are like, they don't know what to do, because it's just like, I fuck with her, I fuck with him,
But
like,
I think that's bullshit though, because honestly, my loyalty is gonna be to the motherfucker I was friends with beforehand,
that's
not to
that's
the
me.
motherfucker I became friends with after because they were in a relationship with somebody. Like, no, my
That's how I
loyalty
feel
is
too.
to my you feel me, male or female, like to whoever I was friends with from jump, like, and that's where we gotta stop saying who like that's where we gotta decide who's a friend and who's not. Like, just because you're fucking with my partner don't mean that we friends now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have a genuine connection, a genuine bond with each other.
I don't
But
know. I'm
something so,
petty. I'm petty as fuck. If we broke up, none of my friends talk to you no more. We all delete you off of Instagram. We all block you. We don't talk to you. If we see you in the public, it's no. That's just that on that.
Well,
That could be the girl in me. Look, y'all don't feel the same, but I guess it depends. All right then.
I mean,
I
I
think
don't know.
I
I
think
don't know. I'm
But it
indifferent.
can I
also
say
depends. It also depends how you and the person broke up too.
It, that has a lot to do with it.
It does. So
exactly.
Has a lot to do with it for sure.
let me revert. Like, you don't gotta just like stop fucking with this person, but it's just like pretty much like we all saying, you just gotta have that loyalty to your primarily friend.
No, most definitely.
So Paul, what's a deal breaker for you there?
A deal breaker for me is really, I would say, top deal breaker for me is someone who does not know how to communicate. I feel like every issue, every problem derives from communication. Like, I feel like that is the key to everything. And for me, if you can't communicate your issues, if you can't communicate what you like, what you don't like, for me,
Okay,
that's
question.
Please ask.
So no shade, no shade. We all know Paul, and this is the Good Season podcast, so we just saying real shit. It don't matter. How were you successful in your prior relationships then?
I wasn't.
Cause your
Okay.
communication was trash.
But y'all can't
Okay.
say that because y'all don't know my
A
communication
relationship
as
wise.
in a
Relationship wise.
relationship.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
but
It
That's
may have
true.
been trash.
but if I was successful in those relationships, I would have still been in those relationships.
Not
So, like I said,
necessarily.
no. I mean, like, if you in
No,
a who is a successful relationship?
No, I'm saying some people do be in successful relationships, but spark apart just due to them outgrowing each other. It
Then
doesn't make
that's
it.
not a success. That's not it's
but
unsuccessful.
but what you determine as a successful relationship, somebody else may not determine as a successful relationship. Just like
But we
your
ain't
deal
talk. We're not
breaker.
talking about that, y'all. You said a successful relationship. You feel me? Like, I haven't. If those relationships were successful, I would still be in them. Like, it wasn't a success. Something wasn't a success. Whether it was a communication, whether it was
Those
whatever.
S's, those
Is
S's
that a
is
tongue
fucking you
twister?
up, Paul. That's what I said.
God
Those S's.
damn! I said success so many times.
So question, question,
I felt
question.
like Webby. God damn.
Not Webby. Not Webby.
Charlotte McGay.
So what's in your eyes, what's good communication?
Good
Because like
communication
JMO said,
is
good communication. I mean, it's different for everybody, right?
right. For
Yeah.
me, good communication is expressing how you feel whenever you feel how you feel. So that
Expressing how
might
you
I
feel
just
sound
without the other person being mad about it.
no, it
No?
has nothing.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the other person. So
Okay.
let's an example. This is a small example.
Okay.
I do something to irritate you, right?
Uh-huh.
Instead of, and then I ask you about it. I ask you like, did that upset you? Like, are you mad? Like, you be like, no, I'm not. I'm not even tripping. Like, but 2 hours, but your
Yeah.
demeanor for the next 2 hours has totally changed. You're acting, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then it's brought
pause.
up. It's brought up that, oh yeah, actually, I what that did bother me. Actually, that did upset me.
But do
So
you think it
instead of
maybe
us
took
Pause.
what
that person 2 hours to figure it out in their brain? Like, I think this nigga really did have me fucked up a little.
But you,
Pause.
in that moment,
I guess that's
in
true.
that moment, you know exactly how you feel. Why you think I'm asking you? Why are you think I'm asking you? Because
But
I know this affected you.
Okay,
but
what was
So
Poe,
J-Mo?
you do this in your friendships.
what are you
So
talking about?
how
Wait.
what you're saying you don't like is what you do to your friends or did to
But
your
J-Mo,
friends.
I will say
We're
friendships
not
and
talking about who I was
No, 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 no,
and what
no.
I used to do. We're talking about who I am and what I do.
No. I'm talking based off the relationships that I've known you've had. And all I can go off of is the past
Exactly,
and now.
past tense. That's not. That's how I
No,
used
no,
to
no.
be.
But the
I'm
question
talking about
is,
present. The question was, what does good communication look like to you? So that's
but
what
I'm speaking
asked
from
me
a past
today.
experience though.
So I'm
I'm
supposed
saying,
to talk about what good communication was back then.
what my question is how did you realize that was bad communication in your relationships, but not in your friendships?
What do you mean?
the
Everything
heck
Like,
you
out.
said,
what do you mean? Because the whole time I've been talking about from a romantic
I
point of
will
view.
say a romantic.
I'm not talking about from a friendship as far as
but
people that I'm not romantically involved with. So if we want to get into that, you know what I'm saying, we can, but I'm not I don't place both of those in the same realm.
okay, I'll save
Yeah,
that conversation for
I
another
feel
day.
like I feel like that too because I feel like what people do, how people communicate and move in general is totally different in a friendship than in a romantic relationship. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes when you're in a romantic relationship, you sort of got to bite your tongue or do whatever. Friendships, you like, okay, I don't care,
That
but
is facts.
other conversations. So yeah,
Right.
um,
I apologize.
No. It was just a confusion. It wasn't no need for no apology. Like, but I'll gladly like I'm not perfect. Like I can stand here today. I can sit here today and say that I'm 100% flawed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 100%. I'm not gonna say I'm 100%, but I'm 50% different of the person that I was a year ago, or different than the person I was in college. And it would be
that's
crazy to
good.
assume. It would be crazy to assume that I was that same. I was that same person who I was in college. And I think this really ain't got nothing to do with the conversation, but I think it's important that we give people space to grow, and we give
Oh my
people
Yeah,
God,
space
you're
to
potting right
change,
now.
and not be who they were 2 years ago, or not be who they were, not even like a whole year, a year later. Like, people can change, people can be different. So for anybody, just give people space to
I think
grow,
that's
give
good,
people
Paul.
space to
That's good,
develop,
bro.
Man,
because like nobody is nobody is finished, nobody's an end product. Like, everybody is simply being worked on, and simply being trying to improve. So just because I had a mistake, or just because I fucked up, don't mean that I can't be better, don't mean that I can't
facts.
be who you want me to be, or I can't be Don't let my mistakes like paint the picture of who I am as a person
Or
because
just
I'm
because I was trash for you doesn't mean I'm not gonna be perfect or almost perfect for the next
for
person.
the next person.
Ooh.
Almost perfect. I like that, brother.
You see
That's a
what I
good
did
one.
right there?
That's
Draw
good.
that line in the
That's a good
sand.
one.
Yeah, that was
Paul
nice.
had made a good topic, even though we're not on that discussion. But it's hard when people are friends with people for decades and for a long time because they have an image of you that certain people don't see because they've been friends with you since college or whatever. So
Facts.
Paul did
Oh
make a
yeah.
good topic. I mean, good statement. My bad
Thank you.
about
Thank you.
that. JMO, you got any more deal breakers though?
I would say one more deal breaker. You gotta have ambition. Like
That's real.
you gotta have ambition. Just in
For
your
real.
everyday walk. Like when things are down bad and stuff. Like you still gotta have ambition that we're gonna get through it.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
But
You
that's
always got to
good.
see the cup as half full rather than half empty.
So if you was with a girl and she didn't have ambition, would that be something just like, all right, it's done, or would you try to work with her through that, or like it's just
oh
an
no, that's a
automatic
deal
deal
breaker.
right
Cause
then and there?
I'm like
That's
a very
bad.
like positive person.
Uh huh.
So if you're not ambition and you don't see like the light at the end of the tunnel, like you're messing up my mental health.
There
And
we
I'm
go.
But
allowed.
isn't the
There we
whole
go.
point of
That mental health.
relationships? Isn't the whole point of relationships? So not discrediting what you said, JMO, but like everybody, like you said, is not gonna be perfect. So what if she's good for you in every other aspect, but that one thing, that ambition, is the only thing? Like that's not something that
Okay,
y'all could try to
so
work through it. Like I mean, something,
I think there are certain things in a relationship that are
and that's that
non-negotiables.
thing. Gotcha. Okay.
That's that non-negotiable.
It's like if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it.
Yeah,
So
just
you
like
don't
I
think you
think.
can get ambition like in the future?
Let me ask you this:
Okay.
if a man had everything but he wasn't family oriented, would that be a deal breaker for you?
Yes and no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
What's the no?
because the no, because to be a good man, you gotta know how to be a good son. You gonna have to know how to be a good brother. You have to know how to be a good uncle, cousin, whatever the case is. And that's just me in my opinion. I just personally feel that in life, to be a good significant other to somebody else, you have to be a good person in general. And then you have to know to be a good person for yourself. Then you have to, be a good person in all different aspects. So if you don't have a family
Facts.
oriented, family usually is the one to help mold you into that person you are going to become in the future.
Right.
My
Yeah.
bad.
That's
I couldn't
facts.
tell if that was a pause.
Oh no, I was molding.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that would be the no. But the reason why I said, I mean the yes, but the reason why I said sort of no is because in the same area, it's so hard to find your soulmate out there, and it's just like sometimes people are not family oriented or whatever the case is because they weren't taught that. And like going
Right.
back to an example Paul said, I mean, even though this is very minor, but us knowing Paul, we've thought that smacking or stuff like that is a deal breaker, but you have to find the perfect one to show you
Right.
like everything is not a deal breaker, bro. Like, let's work it out together. Let's figure it out together. And if you got somebody
Absolutely.
solid with you,
Yep.
then we can work on trying to become more family oriented.
Yeah,
So,
it's some stuff you can be taught. Like
yeah,
it's a lot of things that you can be taught. But it's certain things like ambition. I don't know if you can
yeah,
teach ambition.
Yeah.
But I can teach. You can teach somebody how to
How to
be a
cook.
better partner. In certain aspects, or teach somebody how to cook, or it's a lot of things that you can learn that you just didn't see growing up, or you just didn't know were important. And as people in relationships, what's important to you might not have been important to me growing
yeah,
up.
yeah,
So at a certain point, like I gotta learn you, and you gotta give me space to learn you.
T-
And just because you tell me something once doesn't mean that I'm automatically gonna apply it and and make that resonate into the relationship.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, like brothers, like we got to get it together. Like if she's asking you something over and over again, either you're gonna
No,
do it or you're not gonna do it.
J-Mo think it's
And
both parties.
no, no.
J-Mo,
Yeah,
you ain't heard the
don't.
saying,
I'm
happy
not
life
saying
is a happy wife.
I'm not
I
saying
mean, happy
nothing
life
about
is a happy
females
wife, yeah.
because I'm not a female. I'm speaking on behalf of the males and the brothers. Like if your mate is telling you that they don't like something or they want you to change something or they want you to do something that's going to make them feel more comfortable or make them feel better about something and it's not killing you to do it, just do it. Like I really don't see how
Mm-mm.
compromise is an issue.
Y'all, please
You
tell
could
J-Mo in. He's killing.
mm-mm.
He's
Okay, you
dying.
won't. But go ahead.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead. I'm done.
I just think we have to get okay. Women are on this whole I'm independent, equally yoked, all of this, the whole happy wife, happy life. I don't believe in it. Happy us equally. Just because she's happy, that doesn't mean the marriage is gonna be happy.
But you're not listening to the
But
saying.
at
It's
one
saying if
point, did
your
we say
wife
that
is hot, this
it's
is
one
saying if your
sided? We
wife
never
is hot.
said it was. We never said. I never said anything that was one sided. As a man, I'm taking accountability for men and what men can do and handle. Not not for what a one. Not for it being balanced. Of course, that's 100%. It should be balanced.
But
Happy
J-Mo,
wife,
that's
happy husband. Like
yeah, that's
that
what
goes
it
There you
without
go.
is,
being
J-Mo.
that goes
That's
without
what
being said.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
what the saying is. It's a happy wife. She happy, she gonna take care of you. And you gonna be happy.
not always. Sometimes
But
she
I'm
just
saying
there.
I'm okay, I'm referring to that statement.
Okay,
I'm referring
cause
to that statement. I need
And I
that.
think
women
that
are.
statement I think that statement is interchangeable. Happy mate, happy life, not just happy wife. I think it's vice versa.
I like that.
But
Okay,
as a man, like it's certain stuff that we can do that we push back on a lot of times.
give me one example.
An example, for men, a lot of men are not. Let's see. For my brothers,
Yeah,
because I have two sisters. I do have a lot of female friends, so I do hear the female aspect of things a lot of times. So I would say one thing that fellas can do that we push back on a lot is being affectionate.
I agree.
And for women, for certain women, I'm not gonna say all women, but I know
Yeah.
for certain women, it's important to show that you care.
Yeah.
And it's a difference between saying it, and it's a
And
difference
doing it.
between in doing it.
And
So
that's a good
whatever, however that is for the female, because for some, that looks different for
right.
everybody.
Right.
So
Facts.
That's good that you sent that pause because the affection part, a lot of men, and y'all can quote me if I'm wrong, but a
We
lot of
will.
men use affection equivalent to sex. And
right,
women, it's like, that's not the
Amen.
affection that I am referring to. Now, obviously, sex comes with a relationship, but
right.
that's not only
You
affection.
need
So
that.
that's the part that I think is the blur line for some guys that they're just like, I be dicking you down. Like,
Yeah, I
damn.
don't think I don't. I wouldn't even
But
equal sex to affection. Like I wouldn't even
no,
correlate them two things as
I
being
think you can. I
a
think
direct comparison.
if a woman is allowing you to show affection in that way to begin, for a man, it's hard for him to try to. She's telling him 6 months later, "Oh, this isn't the affection I want," but it's like, no, this is
But
what.
even before the man is even in the relationship, affection should be seen at home. With your family. You know what I'm saying? With your mom, with your whatever your home is. It's like that's where
Okay.
affection is seen first. And a lot of times as men as males, like we're not even taught to be affectionate. We're taught to be strong. We're taught to not
Right.
cry. We're taught to
Facts.
like man up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So from day one, affection is not even. It's not
Can I be,
even poured
can I
into
be
us.
honest though?
What?
Yeah,
We
be honest.
we kind of use that to our what's the word, to our defense, because there's
I'm not
times we
gonna say
could be
we
affectionate,
use. I'm not gonna say we use that because no,
but
I was shown affection, but that's real, niggas. I know a lot of niggas who have never been told I love you, nigga. My dad ain't never told me he loved me. Like I can't remember. I
no
can't recall the
facts.
time. I can't recall the time my dad was like, "Yo, son, I really love you." Like
Right.
I've never had that type of relationship with my dad. I know a lot of people, and it's one thing to be affectionate with a woman, and it's difference
Yeah.
between receiving affection from a man, especially someone who is your dad, So I think all of that plays a part into it. So yeah, you might say like, yeah, it's an easy cop out, for some men, but honestly, a lot of niggas really don't know how to show affection because they just never
Yeah.
been shown it and they've never seen it. Um, so
That goes back
yeah,
to the communication part in a relationship, though. Like, I'm communicating to you how I want to be shown affection. And now we're going back to what JMO
mm,
says. You're using that
exactly,
defense as if I was never shown. I'm showing your ass.
exactly. And like I said, like affection, like it doesn't equal sex. It doesn't mean like you always got to be all up on each other. Like whatever
Right.
that is for you,
Right.
and like you said, it's up to your partner to communicate that.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Right. So, speak since y'all guys, and I was reading some of this on Twitter the other day.
Hmm.
Is sex a deal breaker? Oh, JMO, you got the mic. That
No,
was
it's
a
not.
chuckle. It's not a deal
It's not.
breaker.
It's not.
Okay, Paul.
No, it's not.
That's good.
It really is. I
It's
can't
not.
even
It's
care.
not it. It's
He is so immature.
I don't know.
It
Well,
really
for
is.
me, okay.
Okay, we gotta see.
Um,
We gotta figure out why, JMO and Paul.
you want me to go first, or you got it, or you want to go, Gemma?
You got it, Mr.
Okay.
Fiance.
So I would say sex is not a deal breaker for me because, well, for a lot of different reasons. So for
Okay.
one, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't growing up. I wasn't the nigga just getting hella sex like that. You feel me? Like, niggas was. I wasn't getting hella sex as a fat nigga. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm being so serious with y'all because like
Right.
y'all my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm being 100% honest. Like
Uh huh.
I wasn't that nigga. Like, and I grew up in the church, so I'm like hell yeah. Like I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying?
Uh
Like
huh.
save myself for you know what I'm saying, but I was still trying to get mine when I could. But sex was never like, oh, like
Okay.
I just gotta get it. You know what I'm
Because you
saying?
wasn't
Like
you wasn't yearning for it.
exactly, because niggas wasn't yearning for me. So
Yeah. You didn't know what you was
so
missing out.
exactly. There it is. There it is. Exactly. So
So when you first,
that's
so when you first got some, you was like, "Oh hell yeah, I gotta stay consistent with this shit." Hallelujah, hallelujah. R.I.P. that pussy. Hey,
oh my gosh, relax. So
Hold on, can I get my charger real quick?
oh yeah. We take it. Let's take a break. Okay, so okay, so beyond me not being the most favorable big nigga back in the day,
okay.
um, honestly, I don't think sex would be a deal breaker. And as more as I talk about it, sex probably would be a deal breaker because
Facts.
um, yeah, I mean, it might not have been a deal breaker back then, but as I get, as I grow more into my relationship and see like how important sex is,
Mhm.
for sure,
Vital.
for sure. But if my deal breaker had like a list as far as top to bottom, it probably wouldn't be at the very top. It'd probably be like towards the middle.
So Paul, I got a question. You can not answer if you want. So I be hearing people, and J-Mo
Mm-hmm.
know who I'm talking about, or heard the story
Mm-hmm.
with me, that when the person got married, their sex life
Mm-hmm.
decreased tremendously to like maybe one time a week.
Well, I'm
Now
not
is
married.
huh? No, I'm saying hypothetically, like when you get married, if something like that was to happen,
Mm-hmm.
not I'm not even gonna say with Rihanna, I'm just saying in general. What could
Mm-hmm.
that be a deal breaker?
Yeah, I think that could be a deal breaker for sure.
One time is
Because
literally a tease.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure,
you can say
for
that.
sure. But I mean, also, I do understand that with having once you have a family, you have kids. Like, I don't expect. I don't. I mean, some people they can still do it every night, but
Yeah.
certain stuff like you gotta like understand that. Like, yo, she tired, bro. She just took
Yeah.
care of the kids. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
as a mate and as a partner, I still think it's important that you take care of, your mate and your partner.
Got you.
But, it's also important
Facts.
to,
Mm-hmm. Got you.
realize that other shit be going on and that might not be the most important thing. But it is important that at some point we double back and we revisit that and make sure that that's checked off
Is
the
Amen.
sex more
list for
important
sure.
for men or women in a relationship?
For the man.
For the
Okay.
man, for sure.
Okay.
Because we think
I
off
would say for
impulse.
sure.
Huh?
It's because we think off
Do
impulse.
y'all think it's an ego thing? If y'all girls like nah.
I honestly think it's just our being. I think it's science. I
Okay.
think that's just I think that's just how we are. But I could be wrong. But I don't think ego it is. I don't think ego is a thing. But I'm sure scientifically proven that men just think about sex more, and we think about physical attraction more than women.
Okay.
I'm
What you
sure
got,
that's I'm
J-Mo?
sure that's somewhere.
I'll just keep it simple. When you're at a car dealership, you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to buy a car that you're not going to test drive. You're not going to purchase a house that you haven't looked through yet. Simple as that.
So you gotta have sex with
Look
her
through.
before you can even get in a relationship?
You're
I'm
not
just trying
going
to
to
make
get
it make sense. I'm just
you're
literally
not
trying
going
to.
to drive that car off the lot until you know how that car drives.
So okay, so
He
Is it
with that
kills
being
me.
automatic?
said, is that
Is it manual?
since you're not married, this would be based off of you just relationship level. Do you so let's say you really like somebody, but they sex isn't all that. Do you automatically just stop messing with the person, or do you attempt to maybe teach them how you like your sex, or teach them certain things that may improve it.
I
Is that ever brought into case, or is it just automatic one hit? Yeah, can't do it.
I
Right.
think everything is a teaching moment for both parties.
Okay.
Everybody likes different stuff. Your favorite subject may be math, and you're very poor in history, and I'm very good in history, but I'm very poor in math. Gotta have that balance. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're
So
saying.
you didn't answer the question though.
I did. I don't know how she else want
He
me to
said
answer,
pretty much. He said that he could teach you.
or she could teach me.
Yeah. Or yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm teachable.
You talking in
I
all
know it's
these
killing me.
like, bro, knock it off.
I be reading a lot more, so I'm a little more educated these days.
But you're not even saying stuff that's deep. Like, you're talking about school, nigga.
He talking about I'm not
Yeah,
gonna walk through a house.
You
I
talking
get
about
you though.
his.
So
You
I mean,
talking. You
yeah,
talking about history,
it
my
makes
guy.
sense.
Okay, so Kiera, like we
hmm
spoke. So how was it
Hmm.
from a female's point of view? Like, do you have
um,
to test drive, or
man,
is
kill
it
that. I
big,
don't like.
or is it bigger than that?
See, that's the test drop.
Bigger than
The
that.
bigger than that. Wait, what?
That's me. That's me talking like J Mo.
I'm like bigger than that. Hold on, we get into that
Talking
topic.
about talking about subjects in school.
Okay. See, that's
Just
the part that
driving
I'm getting
cars.
confused about. I, I guess I don't test drive because I
You a bad woman.
no. See, that's why I guess I don't understand because in my head when you're meaning test drive, and I just gotta ask because all the things are confusing a little. Um, are you saying that you guys are talking and you test drove through the talking stage, and then when the approval, now you guys are in a yeah? So explain to me what test driving is, so I can
Yeah.
answer the question correctly.
Okay. You're not gonna marry somebody if you haven't had sex with them.
Okay, so you're just talking about in a relationship, not
Okay, so see, that's how we have to be specific about marrying and
Or
just talking
date.
to somebody. Or
but that's what,
it's a difference though.
yeah.
I was about to say that it's a different.
Okay,
I think
sorry.
it depends on how you view that person. If I
Okay,
view them,
100%,
if I view
100%.
them as
Yep.
okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna
You're gonna test drive first.
Right.
I'll wait. I'll just
Oh,
trust that the car is good to go.
I agree. I agree.
okay.
Are
I
we here
agree.
now?
Yeah,
I think
certain
we're here.
cars
We're here.
like
We're here.
it's a lamb. It's a Lambo.
It's a
It's a
Lambo.
Lambo. Even
Okay.
though on the inside the Lambo could be jacked. Well, I don't know that. On the outside, it say Lambo. So I'm gonna trust it as such. You know, and that could be dumb thinking at
I hate
times.
But
niggas. I
but
hate
underneath
niggas.
that
Thought
hood,
process.
It's
it may look good
but
on the outside, but underneath the hood, it's a little raggedy.
yeah,
So
it could be a nigga. It can need an oil change. It could be it can need a tune up. You know, and a lot of times we do that. Like we go based off of just
What
the
we
label
see.
on it. Yeah, you know,
yeah,
and
Um,
we don't even take the time to really check out the car and see if the car is even compatible
the Carfax.
for what we need. The Carfax,
Check the
absolutely,
Carfax.
not Blue
absolutely.
Book. What is it called? Kelly Book? Not Kelly Book. But yes, sex is a deal breaker. And not for the reasons why y'all think, because some niggas is selfish. And
Amen.
that's a deal
Explain
breaker.
that. Explain that. What do you
Shout out
mean?
to
What
the
do you mean?
selfish niggas.
As
Wow.
far as
That's a,
sex,
yes, as far as sex, some niggas is selfish. Like if he got his, it's
I
done.
saw
That's a
that.
deal breaker.
Amen.
That's a deal breaker for me because that's not fair. And that I feel like that a part goes a part of the relationship. In my
J Mo
opinion, I could
saying that,
not
but I'm sure J Mo's he be pleasing.
No, 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 no,
He's
no,
a
no.
pleaser.
J Mo
It
He's
though.
a pleaser.
depends. It
Oh, who it
depends
is.
on
It
who it
depends what the
is.
Lamborghini looks like. Oh, what the Lambo looks like on the inside.
Kiera, you talking today?
J Mo's a
Okay.
pleaser for sure.
So with
Nigga,
that
you
being
don't
said,
know.
I feel
You
like
got a
as a
beard now.
man, ooh,
All right.
Gemma, there's
Kiera,
nothing in that bottle. I feel like
Night night.
thank you, Nala.
Say about a Nyla.
okay, she good. I feel that if a nigga or a male, let's just say male, I can't help it, y'all. I'm ghetto. If a nigga is selfish in bed, he's selfish in a relationship. That's period. Because I don't want to
That's a
be with
good
nobody.
assessment.
I
That's a
want to
good
be with
assessment.
nobody that want to get theirs first. As a man, and I know y'all say happy wife, happy life, wham, wham, wham. But as a man, you want your girl to come
Wham
first. You
wham
want your
wham.
girl to be happy. You want,
Yeah.
you want her needs to be met before yours.
But
That's just a man in general.
sometimes,
I'm
as a
not
man,
saying hold on. I'm not saying every time he can't get pleased first, but I'm just saying that's a
okay,
deal breaker if that's his main goal.
right. I get you.
Now,
I hear you.
as a female, you gotta do what you gotta do, make shit happen. And
Do
it's
it well.
cool, which it goes on both ways. But 90,
Right.
but if the female's always doing that and the nigga's not doing nothing, then that's a no for me, dog. Like,
That's a no for me, dog.
And I feel like, to keep it a G, I feel like as a man, y'all will feel the same way. Like, I'm not about to be. I mean,
No,
I
that's
don't want to
real.
be doing all of that, and
Facts. What is you
That's
doing?
real. What is you doing?
So yes, Paul, that can become a deal breaker. Another thing that's a deal breaker when it comes to sex for me is when a dude do not, like Paul said earlier, a dude do not realize how much you got on your plate, and it's like, obviously you don't want to pencil in having sex because that's just not sexy. That's not fun.
It's white people
That's
stuff.
boring. But
Yeah,
in
it
the same
is.
sentence, if your significant other does say he or she is tired, or he or she, you don't be a bitch. That's a deal breaker.
Dang.
I'm just keeping it a G.
That's real.
Don't
Like,
be a bitch just because it's just like
be understanding. Be
niggas is all out here
understanding.
fiending for shit. Like, come on. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah, for sure. And just as being in an almost married relationship, like, you got to be considerate of the other person. Like, especially somebody who
Yeah.
just, especially if they got kids, man. Like,
Yeah.
kids just bring a whole different type of work. As you know, just especially as a mom, especially if you breastfeeding, but just as a mom, period. Like, moms just do more. Like, in my
Yeah.
opinion, as I said in the Mother's Day episode, moms just do more. So, as a man, like, if she knows she want the night off, like, relax, my nigga. Like, it's
Right.
okay.
And now
Like,
niggas want
go,
girls to be having the Megan knees at all times. Like, come on. It gotta be some
not the
compromise.
manganese, not the manganese.
J-Mo,
Come on.
you over there holding your tongue. What is it?
Oh no, I'm just listening because y'all are
Uh,
speaking from different perspectives. Like,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I think
So
there comes a time where you deserve to be selfish though. I need this,
Absolutely.
and I need it now.
Absolutely. But with that selfishness, you have to, when it's your time to perform, you should be able to do the same. So, you know,
It's, and always, and always the case. But
but y'all, going on the sex is so crazy, is because it's just like some guys don't realize how the whole day went with you and your significant other can determine how the night will go. Now, for guys, it's totally
put us
different.
on,
Y'all
put
could
us
be
on
deep.
game.
Okay, so let me say if you have kids, or whatever the case is. Okay, none of this is my stuff. I'm just speaking on just random shit. Say if the mom
Lucretia.
asks Lucretia, let's say Lucretia asked Steven to take the trash out, to play with the kids, to help with the homework, while she cooked, while she cleaned, while she gave baths, and he couldn't do none of that. So now she's having to pick up that slack and do it. And then
right.
come midnight, you want me to have needs like Megan. That's not gonna work. And some dudes don't understand, because honestly, sex is more than just physical. It's emotional too. And I'm emotionally pissed at you right now. So you think
Right.
I'm gonna get emotionally wet to you? Like, that's just not how it works.
But I think it
I mean,
takes,
it can, but I'm just saying you're pissed. Like, you
no,
That's
for
doing
deep.
it
sure.
at that point. You're doing it just because it seems like a chore, not
No, for
because
sure.
you want to. Because I'm mad at you, really. But I don't feel like hearing this nigga mouth.
No, I get you, but I think as a man, honestly, it takes it takes for a man to experience
Not having
or
sex to
see
realize.
or see no, not even that. Just to see all that a
Man,
woman goes through every day. To really realize that, because honestly, I knew my mom, was a good mom. I knew she, did hella shit. But to see your spouse handle, certain things as
Uh huh.
being,
hit differently.
just yeah, especially when you live with that person, and then on top of that, especially, I hate to keep, relying shit back to quarantine, but just being around someone that much and
Mhm.
seeing everything, seeing the ups, their downs, seeing how they handle adversity,
Mhm.
seeing how they handle anxiety, like, just seeing everything, like, you are prone to handle certain shit like sex differently once you see all that. But as a man, if I've never experienced that, if I don't see you in those in that light, how can I ever treat sex
Gotcha.
as something different. Um,
Okay.
but you know what I'm saying. So
Okay.
not giving niggas an excuse,
I
but
am.
You are
just as
J-Mo?
a why,
Yeah.
more so of a
And
why
why is that?
that niggas are like that.
Because I haven't ever lived with a significant other, so I'm
Uh-huh.
speaking from a place of
Oh,
selfishness.
that's a good one.
That's real,
Just a relationship.
Yeah.
right?
So I've never had to. Oh, she had a bad day. Well, I didn't see you till you got off at 5 o'clock, sweetheart. So I don't know. So it's different.
You're sick, man. You're a sick man. You sick man.
This is beyond.
Nah,
I
I
don't
didn't
think
see you till it's
sick.
5 o'clock.
Yeah,
But I
but I
also
think
feel like people's sex life and just a relationship compared to a family relationship could be different as well.
Question. I have a question.
Okay.
So I guess both of y'all can answer this. At this point in your life, are your deal breakers different based off of what they were maybe 2 years ago, or do they still apply? Are those same deal breakers still evident?
They're still evident for me, plus a little more.
Plus more.
yeah, I would say more.
So I would say as you get older, your deal breakers more get added to the list rather than
I think so because
um
I think you experience more people. So you start to sometimes you don't know what a deal breaker is until you experience.
until you experience it.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, I think some
Okay.
deal breakers replace other deal breakers.
Yeah. Me too.
Can you give me an example?
Okay. I can't. No.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Don't
Cool.
even stress. Don't even
Thank
stress
you.
about it.
I can give you
But
a
honest,
uh,
what you got?
Okay. Let me tag a
I would
friend.
say I could give you an example. So a deal breaker for me used to be somebody who, and I get this was just me being young. Somebody who
Hmm.
wouldn't, and I'm not the type of person that's you gotta call and text me all day because I don't like that shit either. But if I do call you and
Amen.
text you, and you do take and you
Hell
do
no.
take 20, 30 minutes, that used to piss me off. That used to be a deal breaker. But
Hmm.
as I got older, that's not a deal breaker for me anymore because honestly, I sometimes take about 2 hours to text somebody back. I
Yeah.
take, or if you're not
Shit.
really my close friend, I probably won't answer the phone for you right then and there. Just keep it a G. So that's not a deal breaker for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But a new deal breaker that I realized that I had was, and y'all can agree to disagree because it's something very small, but a man doing manly jobs, if that makes sense.
Like what?
So
That's a deal breaker.
Like what's defined as a manly
like
job?
changing the tires or
Well,
something as
it could
simple
be.
as taking out the trash.
Yes, something as simple as taking out the trash. For me,
Okay.
Pumping the gas.
yes, for me that's a deal breaker only for the simple fact that, and I do understand that some guys weren't raised changing a tire. Some guys weren't raised cleaning out the gutters. So sometimes you do have to hire extra help, and that's fine. But
Mm,
don't have me out there throwing trash out, and I just got my nails done. Now you got me fucked up.
yeah, that's wild.
And in my last relationship, I didn't have to worry about that at all. I didn't have to worry about pumping gas, taking out trash, opening the door, bringing groceries in the house. But I did not know that was a deal breaker until I got into my last relationship because that is all the things that he did do. And I'm like, I am not
Right.
going back to
Not having
doing
that.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like for
Right.
instance,
Yeah,
if
for
he would
sure.
leave the house, he would automatically take the trash out if he saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that is a deal breaker because I feel like goes back to being selfish. Like you really gonna have your girl taking out the trash?
Right, that's crazy. And honestly, like I take
But there's
pride. I
juicy
take
out there.
pride in certain stuff like that. I take pride in like pumping the gas or taking care of certain stuff. Like I bought the grocery. I usually since we've had the baby, like I always buy the groceries. Like I always, you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Like it's just like I was reading this book while we were going through the pregnancy, and
J-Mo got the
it
giggles
was
today.
You take pride in pumping gas. Like,
I take pride in taking care of my woman. Like,
okay,
and
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah. Say
that comes
that.
with pumping, and that comes with pumping gas, my nigga.
Okay.
Like that comes with washing the dishes. That comes with like in the like I before I was cut off. Like I was saying in the book I was reading, it was like one thing that you can do. You laughing, and it's gonna be one day to where you
No,
gonna be in the
I agree.
situation, and you gonna realize all this.
J-Mo
Like
gonna be like, "Hey, Paul,
you
what's the
just
book
not there
called?
yet.
What's the book
Right.
called,
You just
Paul?"
not there yet. So in the book, one of the first things it said, like while she's going through pregnancy, one thing that you can do to like just help alleviate stress is to be the house manager, like to take care of the house, like certain shit in the house, like making sure the dishes is washed, like making sure the bathroom is clean, making sure like it's tissue and just shit that like
Little
we
stuff.
need yeah, little stuff like. And for me, like that's just become my thing. Like I always make I buy all the groceries. Like, and that's something small that I can do. Like literally, I order the groceries off online. Like that's something hella easy that I can do, but it's something that helps alleviate some work that Rihanna would probably have to do had I not done it. So that's just something
And
small that she
that's
just don't have to worry about. And it ain't about like it being a domestic thing or it being something a woman should do, but it's just like my nigga, if the trash is full, I'm gonna take it out. You know what I'm saying? Like if she need gas and she driving, why the fuck would I not get out and pump her gas? Or
That's what I'm
even
saying.
still, if I'm driving, why and I pull up to the gas station, like, why would I expect her to? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Or
But there's guys
it's just
out there that do think like that, and that's what I'm saying. That is a deal breaker. That's a no for me. Like,
right.
Yeah, I don't even think it's like I don't even let if I'm at like one of my uh homies' house and they're women, like if I see they
yeah,
trash need to be taken out, or if I'm with them and they need to pump gas, like that's why I was laughing because like I don't take pride in doing it. It's just like nigga, that's what you're supposed to do as a man in general.
yeah. But
And I
some people
think
don't
Yeah.
think like that. That's
Not
crazy though.
saying I'm
Don't know.
like, hey, I'm walking around like cheerful. Hey, I'm pumping the
that's how I
gas.
took it.
Nah, not like that. But I'm just saying, like, I as doing that, like I know that I'm helping our shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping
Yeah,
our relationship. Like, and I take pride in taking care of my family. Like I said.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Yeah,
but I think some men would be like, I'm taking out your trash. I'm doing this, and it's like, nigga, you
yeah.
should do that for her, regardless
Exactly.
Right.
of.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hate that too. It's just like, don't give praise for something that you're supposed to be doing, which is a deal
Yeah.
breaker. Like
Facts.
Right. You
that.
should get praised for being a man. Like
Like, or
that should
she,
go
or
without
when
being
she be
said.
bragging about, I held you down. Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Why you bragging about that?
So I have a question. This is going back on the earlier topic.
See what I did there?
Is different type of is oral sex a deal breaker? Meaning, DJ Khaled.
Oh, we
Y'all
getting
know.
greasy, y'all.
Hey, this is the stuff they want to know, but this is relatable. This is what they want to know. Like, is it a deal breaker? Just say, y'all gotta get the head or not. Come on, like.
Okay. As we've stated before, when you get
Please don't use
older,
these analogies either.
I'm not.
Okay.
When you get older,
Like history and English,
when you
two
get older,
subjects.
you realize certain things, certain people will make you realize, like, hey, if you really like this person, you need to go above and beyond. And I think when you're immature, you can be selfish. But once you gain this level of maturity, you're like, whatever it takes to get that A in that class, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, but I'm
Okay,
talking
so instead of
about.
answering the question and speaking in analogies,
That's what I
nigga,
do,
answer
man.
the question is hey a deal breaker, nigga? Yes or no?
And I'm
For
talking about
me,
receiving for you.
for me,
Oh, receiving? Oh, for sure.
I've never had a bad experience. I've never had a bad head experience.
Well, no, but some girls don't give head, just like some niggas
So
don't
it's
give head.
Mando. It's
So
Mando.
it's a deal breaker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like
Okay.
it's like
I
brushing your teeth.
wouldn't ultimately say it's a deal breaker because if she do everything right, she's everything. She don't give like, is it she don't give head or she don't give head well?
She
Like,
doesn't
can
give.
we be specific?
Well, both,
Can we be specific? If she doesn't give
both.
head well, she can learn.
Well, I
Hey
would say
man.
not at all. I would say not at all.
Yeah,
She doesn't give it at all.
Yeah,
God bless her soul and her life, and may she
facts.
have an excellent and great
because how
life.
long has DJ Khaled and his wife been together? I'm like, she's getting played.
But he got the bag,
Oh, he
so
said he doesn't give head.
No, he's no, he does not.
Oh,
He said that
oh, I didn't
on
know that.
what's it called on the Charlamagne, but the Breakfast Club.
okay. Speaking from experience,
Okay,
Mm.
I think most women is it's not the end of the world for them. They'll
if they
act
don't
like it is
if they
if they
don't
don't
give or
if they don't get it,
okay.
they'll stay.
So you think it for men it's a deal breaker, but for women it's not.
Facts.
Okay,
Speaking only from personal experience.
that's all we can speak on.
Right.
Okay, okay, all right. That's interesting to hear.
Why is that
I, s-
interesting?
I sort of agree, but because that's a deal breaker for me. That's selfish, bro. That's hella selfish. That's hella immature. Like, I don't understand why not. That's really honestly, and like I said, this is my thought process. And my thought process, I really don't understand why not.
Why not?
You
What?
can't say like if niggas is like they don't give head. Like you can't say it's nasty. Like it's all nasty. Like I don't get
I,
I don't get the reasoning for why not.
I think there's a certain level of comfort that you have to have, and
No, for real. And
until you find
I
that comfort,
understand why not. For real. Yep.
yeah, I know I
Okay,
do.
but why
Yep.
not for girls? Why not for girls to receive it, but boys can? Isn't it the same difference?
Honestly, for me, honestly, head call me crazy, call me dumb, but I feel like sometimes head is more intimate than actual intercourse. And with that, you just ain't giving everybody head. Like, especially like J-Mo said, especially if this in a fella's mind, he already know what levels he's willing to go to. He already knows he from day one, he already knows what he wants out of the interaction. Whether he wants to pursue something long term or he wants to pursue something short term. Like the fella already knows. Men know that from day one, from jump. So I already know from day one if I'm gonna be able if I'm giving you head or not, just based off of the interaction that I want this relationship to
So that's
go
not
into.
double standards.
Oh, for sure it is.
It is a
Okay.
double standards.
Okay. I'm just hey, I'm asking for the ladies out there that
But
wants to know.
One
some double
hundred percent, one
some double
hundred percent
standards
double
are
standards.
okay.
What
Not
you say,
saying
Jamal?
not, and at no point am I saying that's fair or but
No, it is.
that's
How is that
just
fair,
I'm not saying it's
'Cause
fair.
some double
Jamori?
standards are some double standards are okay.
Specify.
A woman shouldn't have to take out the trash.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's not a good one.
You don't
How's
think
that not?
you that's a double standard.
No, compare. No, I'm talking about how come it's a double standard. How come it's okay for that to be a double standard with head? That's what I'm saying.
No, we're not saying
Okay.
it's a accepted double standard.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
just
it's just a double
saying we're
standard.
just
Oh, it's just
saying
a double. Okay.
it is a double standard. Not saying it's
Gotcha.
okay, but an
Okay.
acceptable double standard would be women not taking out trash versus men, taking out trash.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, not saying it's okay. I feel like everybody should be pleased in a relationship, both ways.
In a
But
relationship, keyword.
or not even just a relationship. I think everybody should be pleased in a whatever situation that you're in. It should
Slow
be
down.
a balance. It should be a balance
So, JMO,
of
if
pleasure
you was
on both
in a
sides.
situationship and she was giving you head, but since it's not a relationship, it's not automatic for you to give her head
Bingo.
because you're not in a relationship.
Or
But
I,
So you've
or
never
I,
given head to somebody that you were in a relationship with, and please, this is not two truths in a lie.
well, I can count on one hand.
And
how
I
many
didn't
did
ask
she
you
give
how
you?
many. We didn't ask how many. We didn't ask
I
how
Okay,
many
sorry.
hands.
I was trying to get to the point. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
only with people I've been with.
Okay. That's just y'all. That's just not fair. But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's not fair
J-Mo just out here giving head to girls, y'all.
No, 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 no. I was saying to
to the.
people I've been with. Don't try to
What
play
has
me.
been with me? What has been with me? Like
That I
being at
was
their house?
that I was talking to or in a situationship for a very long time. Back in my old days, I rode the situationship until I couldn't ride it anymore.
So you've never given short term head.
No.
Okay.
But you've received short term head.
Yes, I'm sure. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Shout
That's
out to you,
just.
ladies.
Oh god.
You are a dog.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this later.
I honestly think that's a good stopping point. What y'all think?
Well, if y'all don't got no more deal breakers,
I think
what
this
you
was a
think,
good
J-Mo?
episode. I think this was a good one.
Okay.
This is an interesting one. I think we're just getting started with this one. I think this one can go. This is gonna open a lot of boxes.
Well, y'all, I learned a lot. I learned that guys have admitted that there are double standards. So as long as we
Oh
know
yeah,
that, I think that's a good thing. What y'all learn?
that's definitely a whole episode. We could talk about double standards.
Uh huh.
So for sure, we can get into that.
Y'all, let us know. Drop us y'all some stuff on in our Instagram, DMs, comments, YouTube comments, etc. Personal
All that, all
accounts
that.
about some
Please,
double standards
please let
that you
us
guys
know.
wanted to talk about.
Yeah, for
Because
sure, and
like
we can
Paul
bring it up.
said, we can talk about double standards a lot because yeah, I can already tell these guys right here, they need to get checked.
Slow down.
I'm not talking
Whatever.
about you. I'm not talking about. I'm saying these guys, not like y'all. I'm talking about
Oh
guys
yeah,
in
for sure.
general. Like
Yeah, yeah,
these.
These women are scandalous.
yeah.
All right, all right.
But above all, this is another episode of Good Seasoning, the podcast. This episode number 3. We appreciate you tuning in. If you tuned in
Yes,
this far, we
Appreciate
appreciate
y'all.
y'all. So
yes, yes,
please
yes.
follow us on Instagram at Good Seasoning the Pod. You can watch
Yep,
this episode in full HD on our YouTube.
yep,
Our
yep,
YouTube
yep.
is Good
You're
Seasoning. If you look us up on YouTube, and yeah, man, please share this with somebody. Please rate. this episode. Give
Comment
us a
on it.
review. Give
Critique
us a
us.
comment. Let us know what's good, bad, and how we can get better, man. We're just learning. We're getting better with time. It's only
Yep.
episode 3. So man, if you tune in thus far, man, the whole way through, we appreciate
Yep.
you for taking this ride with us. Quick
Yes.
shout
Yes.
out. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who is sticking by those deal breakers and is not settling for less. So shout outs to all those people who are doing their thing in that regard. You got any shout outs today?
I don't got a shout out necessarily, but I got something to say to the ladies. If you guys know that that's a deal breaker from day one, don't try to stay because you want to be in a relationship. Don't try to stay because you feel like you in desire of a man because you haven't had one for X amount of time. We know, we feel it in our guts before they feel it. So
See
let
what
that
you did
nigga go. Let it go. Okay? That's all I gotta say.
To my fellas, man.
Okay.
To my fellas, do not let these double standards only apply to the women. There are double standards that go against us as well. And that's it.
We'll talk about that more on the next episode because
All right, bro. Hey, but yeah, thank you for tuning in to another episode of
We
Good
appreciate
Season in the
y'all.
Podcast, episode 3. Check us out on episode 4. Man, if you ain't laughing, you ain't living.
bye y'all.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Good Seasoning the Podcast. If you like what you just heard,
I like it a lot.
please subscribe, rate, and review. You can also watch us on full HD on our YouTube, Good Seasoning. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Good Seasoning the Pod.